Right, now we reckon we've found the state's biggest Star Wars fanatics. The team of Queensland filmmakers have taken their love of the blockbuster series to a whole new level, producing a 30-minute fan film that took more than a decade to get off the ground. Now this very Ochre tribute is ready for its big screen premiere next Friday, and as Elise Worthington reports, Star Wars Downunder is about to become a force to be reckoned with in cyberspace.
Long, long ago, a rebel alliance of filmmakers took on a challenge some would consider career suicide. The result has been described as Star Wars crossed with a beer commercial.
I have a bloody gutful.
It could have been a piece of junk, but in just a few weeks, the trailers clocked up almost 200,000 hits.
Bryan and myself decided that we wanted to make some sort of contribution to the Star Wars fan film world, and we sort of thought, well, a lot of them sort of take themselves very seriously, so we thought, well, we'd make something that was a little bit sort of more lighthearted than the usual entries, which sort of consisted of people just sort of running around with lightsabers, and that was sort of about it.
The film tells the story of lone Jedi Merv Bushwhacker.
I'm a Jedi.
Get your hand off it, mate.
His nemesis, Darth Drongo,
You know, Homer. Look at you. Handless.
and a battle to save a precious Australian drop.
It's cold! It's frosty! It's beautiful!
We've always been fascinated and hugely amused by Australian culture in general, like the really full-on, you know, ochre kind of side of Australian culture. So, you know, it was a no-brainer.
Speed! 7, take 1.
Camera set.
Action!
But this bit of froth and bubble has been a labour of love lasting more than a decade. The 30-minute homage was painstakingly drawn scene by scene before it was filmed in 2003.
The idea was that we would enter it into a fan film competition. It was actually judged by George Lucas himself. And so we sort of thought we'd really up the ante with special effects and all that sort of stuff, and train ourselves on how to do all that sort of stuff and shoot on film. So consequently, it took a long time to do it, and because it took so long, ultimately the fan film competition didn't exist anymore.
Okay, roll camera. Speed. Action, Rick. Everybody.
Back then, director Michael Cox was a force to be reckoned with, leading his troops on location as far, far away as Stradbroke Island, before turning to the power of the dark side, home computers, to edit and animate his vision.
I'll tell you what, X4, we bugger this up, we'll be about as popular as a bum nut in a bathtub.
And in a clone of the originals, motion capture was used to create some of the most memorable characters.
You film his performance, and that becomes data, which then gets fed into the computer and actually drives the performance of the 3D character. So it's actually effectively a real person playing the part.
The Star Wars element kind of very much takes a back seat to the larger sort of joke of the whole Australian sort of, you know, the Aussiness about the whole thing. I mean, obviously, there has to be elements in it that are identified as a Star Wars film. So you've got, like, the main character is dressed up like a Jedi. You've got lightsabers, there's R2-D2 weird-looking things and stuff like that.
Self-confessed Star Wars tragic and film festival organiser Peter Budd says for many fans it's a natural progression.
A lot of people who escape into sci-fi fantasy are also very creative. So they want their own versions of things. They're never happy with how a story ends or what happens. So they'll run off and create their own.
For more than 2 decades, die-hard sci-fi lovers have been making their own on-screen magic of sorts.
Report! Damn it! The engines are overloading!
Has the Science Ministry provided a timetable for completion of the new wormhole complex?
Fans would grab a local video camera and film their own final ending of an episode to what's now developed with the technology that's out there to actually be able to make high-quality short movies, TV episodes, things like that.
The makers of Star Wars Downunder say their film cost little more than their time. Hundreds of volunteers helped make sets and costumes, while actors and makeup artists searched their feelings and worked for free.
It's a fan film, so it's non-profit. We can't actually make any money out of it anyway. It's got Star Wars in the title, so we're certainly not going to make any money out of it. So at the end of the day, we just wanted to contribute something to the kind of fan film genre, make something perhaps a little bit higher end than what had been done in the past, and put it out there for people to enjoy, hopefully.
And it's long past time for self-doubt.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Who is going to sit down and watch a half-hour Ocker version of a Star Wars film?
Probably around about 10 million Australians as soon as they find out that it's out there, because it's that sort of thing.
And we did ask George Lucas for an interview. Sadly, he declined, probably because this movie was better than Phantom Menace. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong.